Hey everybody, let's do some yoga. So come onto your mat or someplace on the floor where you're comfortable. Come into a cross-legged position. If you need a blanket, you can use a blanket to sit on if you feel like this is hard on your hips. You can also sit on a block or a bolster. I prefer not using anything. So find what's comfortable for you. You can sit up against a wall for a moment. Hands can be at your knees or your center. We're going to take a few moments here to focus on our breath, get centered, get ready for practice. So go ahead and close or soften your eyes. And just give yourself a nice, long, deep inhale, slow exhale. If it helps, you can even rock a little bit forward and back, maybe even left to right to find a comfortable seat. If you already have one, go ahead and just stay there. Sometimes it feels nice to have a little movement to ease into the pose. Once you find that comfortable spot, just let yourself soften into the pose a little bit. So you don't have to be an effort here. Just allow yourself to rest in your seat. If you want to put one or both hands on your heart, go ahead and just take a nice, long, deep inhale. Let your chest expand into your hands. And exhale all the breath out. Do that again a few more times. Nice, long, deep inhale. And exhale. As you continue to breathe into your chest, into your heart, into your lungs, just send gratitude, compassion, love, joy, anything else that resonates with you. Just bring in all that good energy into your space. When you can bring your hands back to your knees and maybe bring your breath deeper into your body, down towards your belly button. If you want to place your hands on your belly, just to remind yourself that you can bring your breath deep into your body. Go ahead and just take a few moments to do so. See if you can even imagine bringing your breath all the way down towards the base of your spine. Now, I know that you can't necessarily bring your breath there, but you can bring your attention there and just imagine that you're creating more space and also just helping you get grounded down into the base of your spine, into your pelvis, into your hips. A little bit more rooted into yourself, into your body. Let's take another breath or two here. If you'd like to set an intention for the next 15-minute practice, go ahead and do so. If not, feel free just to be open to whatever comes up for you as you move through your practice. Then when you're ready, after your exhale, open your eyes. If you haven't already, we'll stretch the legs out and we'll come onto our hands and knees for some cat-cow. So take your time. If you need to put a blanket underneath your knees, feel free to roll the mat up. We'll place the hands below the shoulders, knees below your hips. As you exhale, you're going to round your spine, chin towards your chest, push the floor away from you. As you inhale, you open your chest, looking forward or up. Exhale, push the floor away from your chin towards your chest. Inhale, lengthen. So we'll do a few more rounds of cat-cow, just moving your spine forward and back. If you want to do a little movement in this pose, you can even kind of just wag your hips side to side or do circles with your body. Just feel free to kind of find that intuitive connection with your body and just create a little bit more space and movement. If you're fine with just going forward and back, just be there. Take another breath or two. And then from here, we'll start to even out our spine, tuck the toes, come into down dog. So you'll lift your knees off the floor and just start to work your legs towards straight. If you're tight, you might want to bend your right knee and then your left. You can also just start with both knees bent and just maybe even sway your hips a little bit side to side. Sometimes it feels good just to hold the leg down. So just take a few moments, reaching your heel down towards the floor. You can push your hands evenly into the ground, the left and the right hand. Just take a few moments again to explore. If you want to rock a little bit side to side, just take a few more breaths. Listen to your body. If you feel a little bit more open, you can work your legs straight, pushing your heels down and back. Take another breath. Then come onto your knees. We'll sit back in child's pose. So you can sit back on your heels, let your head rest on the floor. If it doesn't rest on the floor, you can cross your arms and make a pillow with your arms. If it hurts your knees, you can be more forward on your elbows. Find your child's pose. We'll take 5 breaths here. Nice long deep inhale and exhale. See if you can sink your body a little bit deeper into the pose, softening the space between your shoulder blades. Letting your head get heavy, maybe rocking your head side to side. From here, we'll come back up onto the hands and knees. Inhale, arch your spine, look forward. Exhale, let's tuck the toes and come back into down dog. Just give yourself a nice stretch here. Then from here, we're going to walk the feet up towards the hands towards the feet. If this is challenging for you, you can bend your knees and bring your forearms to your thighs. If you can let your arms relax down towards the floor, you can still keep your knees bent and let your head and neck go. You can even nod your head side to side. Some of you may be able to work your legs a little bit straighter or a little tight. Just do what feels comfortable for you, where you're at. You may even want to pedal your legs a little bit. If you have blocks, you can always put your hands on your blocks. Taking a few breaths here. Then the next breath or two, if you're still pedaling your legs, you can even out. We'll bring the hands to the shins and just come up halfway, lengthening your spine, pushing your hips back. You can bend your knees if you need to, fold forward. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, this time we'll bend the knees, bring your hands to the floor. We're going to step back into plank pose, push-up position. If you need to, you can come onto your knees. If not, so you can hold plank. You're pushing the floor away from you. Engage your core, engage your legs. Look down in between your hands for 3. And hold it for 2. For 1, come back into down dog. Adjust your feet as you need to, pushing your hands into the ground. We're going to step the right foot up in between your hands, bringing your left knee to the floor for a low lunge. Fold the mat if you need to underneath your left knee or use a blanket. You can come up onto your fingertips, drawing your right hip back, left hip forward. You can stay here or come up onto your right thigh. And just get a nice stretch in the front of your left hip here, left hip flexor. If this is too much, bring your hands back to the floor. If you want to play with extension and just get a nice stretch in your side body here, you can lift your arms up, you can look up, bring your fingertips or palms together. If not, just stay where you are. You can keep your hands here. Just take another breath or 2. And then we'll switch sides. So you can bring your hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, push your hands down, slide back into down dog. Take a breath, pedal it out. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll sit the left foot up in between your hands, right knee to the floor. You can stay here. You can come up onto your left thigh, drawing the left hip back, opening up the front of the right hip flexor. If you want to add the arms, you can bring your arms up to the sky. If not, just keep your hands here. Just give yourself a nice stretch in the front of your hip. Feel like I've been sitting a lot lately, so this stretch is great for if you're sitting. I haven't had a lot of movement. It just really helps balance out the body. 2 more breaths. From here, we'll come back, so you can bring your fingertips or palms to the floor, lift your back knee, push your hands down to the ground, step your left foot back into down dog. Take a breath or 2, pedal. And then we'll work both legs straight and strong. We'll inhale, rock forward into plank. Come onto your knees, sit back in child's pose. On your next inhale, come back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, come back into down dog. Step your right foot up in between your hands, bring your left knee to the floor, come up onto your right thigh again. Add the arms if you feel comfortable, drawing the right hip back. If you want a little bit more of a side stretch, you can reach for your left wrist and just open up through that left side of your body. Maybe sinking a little bit deeper, lifting up through the belly. Take another breath. And then we'll come back, hands to the floor, tuck your left toes under, step your right leg back, take a breath in down dog. You can either stay here or rock forward into plank, and this time come all the way onto your belly. You can always come onto your knees first, bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way onto your stomach. Once you come onto your stomach, adjust your legs as you need to, bring your arms next to your sides. We'll do little pulses here, locust pulses. So inhale, lift your head, your arms, your chest. Exhale, coming back down. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, lift your head, your chest, your arms, opening your chest. Take another breath. And then bring your hands next to your ribs. You can stay here or push your hands into the ground. Pull your chest forward and up for full cobra. Lower yourself down. Tuck your toes. Come back through plank. Back into down dog. Take a breath. Pedal your legs. We'll step the left foot up in between your hands. Right knee to the floor. Stay there or come up onto your thigh. You can reach your arms up. Reach for your right wrist and bend your left knee. Stretching to that right side. Take another breath or two. If this is too much, just back out. And same thing, we're gonna come back to center, hands to the floor, step back into down dog. Either stay in down dog and just enjoy the movement in down dog. Or you can rock forward into plank, either on your knees like we did before, straight legs. You can bend your elbows, lower yourself all the way to the floor. Adjust your legs as you need to. Coming into cobra, so hands right around your chest, hug your elbows in, lift your head and chest off the floor. You can even lift your hands off the floor and work the back. Or you can push your hands down. A nice deep stretch, opening your spine, maybe looking up, inhale. Exhale, coming back down onto your belly. Tuck your toes, come back either hands and knees or plank and come back into down dog. Take a breath or two here in your down dog. Pedal it out. Maybe work both legs straight. Lift your belly. Push your hands into the ground. Come onto your knees. Sit back in child's pose for 5 breaths. Slowing down your breath. So that's the end of our session for today. If you want to rest on your back or do any other movements, of course, it's your choice. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.